The son returned to the hospital early and realized his wife was putting his mother in danger. Some truths don't scream. They whisper. They appear in the quietest moments, changing everything in a single breath. When Lucas Carter returned to the hospital earlier than expected, he thought he was coming to check on his recovering mother. Instead, he walked into a truth that shattered the trust he had built his marriage on. Lucas had always believed his life was balanced: work, home, and the two women he cared about most, his mother, Helen Carter, and his wife, Vanessa. When Helen suffered a mild stroke and was admitted to Brookview Hospital, Lucas felt the weight of responsibility settle heavily on his shoulders. She had raised him with tenderness and strength, and now it was his turn to protect her. Vanessa insisted she would help too. She offered to stay with Helen during the early mornings while Lucas worked. On the surface, it seemed like a blessing. Vanessa wasn't a cruel person, but she had always been impatient, sharp-tongued, and uncomfortable around anyone who slowed her fast-paced life. Lucas hoped that caring for his mother might soften her, but he was wrong. One Tuesday morning, Lucas finished his office work ahead of schedule. He bought Helen's favorite strawberry yogurt and headed straight to her room with an excited heart. He imagined her warm smile and soft laugh when she saw him, but as he approached room 214, something felt off. He heard his mother's voice, strained, trembling, and Vanessa's, cold, frustrated. Lucas paused outside the door. "Why can't you just take it, Helen?" Vanessa snapped. "You're making this harder than it needs to be." Helen's breath shook. "Vanessa, dear, I told you, that medicine makes my chest feel tight. The doctor changed it yesterday." "Oh, stop exaggerating," Vanessa hissed. "You always complain about something. Just take it." Lucas's heart slammed against his ribs. He pushed the door gently, enough to see inside without. Being noticed. His mother sat slumped on the bed, fear glassing her eyes. Her hands shook violently as Vanessa held a cup of pills toward her, almost shoving them against her lips. Helen tried to speak, but Vanessa snapped again. "For once, just listen." That was the breaking point. Lucas entered the room, voice steady but icy. "Vanessa, put the pills down." She spun around, shock flooding her face. "Lucas, you're early. I was just helping your mother with her medication." Helen's eyes met Lucas's, pleading, terrified, apologetic for reasons she shouldn't have to explain. Lucas took the cup from Vanessa's hand. Instantly, he noticed the pill color was wrong. "These aren't her new meds," he said slowly. "These are the old ones, the ones that caused her chest tightness." Vanessa folded her arms. "She confuses things all the time. You know she forgets." But Helen whispered. "Lucas, I told her." She didn't listen. Lucas turned toward Vanessa, anger tightening his jaw. "Did the nurse explain these changes to you?" Vanessa looked away. "I didn't think it mattered. She overreacts." Lucas didn't respond. Instead, he walked straight to the nurse's station. Within minutes, the nurse confirmed it. Vanessa had been insisting on giving Helen the wrong medication for 2 days. When Lucas returned to the room, Vanessa's expression had shifted to forced calm. "Lucas, let's talk like adults," she said. He shook his head. "Not here. Not in front of my mother." They stepped into the hallway. Vanessa's voice dropped. "I didn't mean any harm. I was stressed, okay? I've been doing your job, caring for her, while you work your comfortable hours." "My job," Lucas said quietly, "is to protect my mother, and today you made her feel unsafe." She scoffed. "So now I'm the villain?" "No, but you acted like one." Vanessa's eyes flashed with indignation. "She manipulates you. She makes you feel guilty so you'll run after her." Lucas felt something break inside him, not loudly, but slowly, like a rope. Finally snapping after too much strain. "She doesn't manipulate," he said. "She simply trusted you. And you betrayed that trust." Vanessa looked away, jaw tense. "You're choosing her over me." "I'm choosing what is right," Lucas replied. For the rest of that day, Lucas stayed by his mother's side. Every time she tried to apologize, he squeezed her hand gently. "You didn't do anything wrong, Mom," he whispered. Tears pooled in her eyes. "I didn't want to cause trouble between you two." "You didn't," he said softly. "The truth did." Later that evening, the doctor visited. "Your mother's blood pressure is stabilizing now that the medication is correct," he said. "But Lucas..." She mentioned she's been feeling emotionally stressed. She said she felt like a burden. Lucas swallowed hard. He'd been so caught up keeping peace between the two women that he didn't see the quiet pain his mother carried. That night, he stayed beside her, watching her sleep peacefully for the first time in days. He promised himself that she would never feel unsafe again. The next morning, Vanessa returned. "Lucas, we need to talk," she said stiffly. "We will," he said, "but not here, not around my mother." She looked past him at Helen, who had just woken up and was adjusting her blanket with trembling fingers. Vanessa sighed. "I made a mistake, I can admit that. But you're acting like I tried to kill her." Lucas didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Quiet truth was louder. "You didn't try to kill her," he said. "But you didn't care enough to listen. You didn't care enough to be gentle. And carelessness is its own kind of danger." Vanessa looked stunned. "So what now?" "I need time," Lucas replied. "Time to think. Time to decide what kind of husband and son I want to be." She looked hurt, but he didn't look away. After she left, Helen touched his arm gently. "Lucas," she whispered, "don't punish yourself because of what happened." "I'm not punishing myself," he said softly. "I'm protecting you." For the next few weeks, Lucas visited the hospital every morning. He helped Helen walk slowly through the garden, read to her, made her laugh. She slowly regained her strength, not just physically, but emotionally. One afternoon, as they sat by the window overlooking the courtyard, Helen said something he would never forget. "Lucas, you're a good man, but good men must learn something important. Love isn't proven by how much you sacrifice. It's proven by how safe people feel with you." Lucas felt the words settle deep in his heart. He finally understood. He had been holding onto the idea of marriage instead of the reality of what it had become. He had been trying to keep peace instead of choosing truth. By choosing to protect his mother, he finally protected himself too. In time, Lucas made his decision. He ended things with Vanessa. Not out of anger, but because trust was something that once broken, never returned the same way. And Helen? She healed completely, both body and spirit. Lucas realized that life gives you moments that test the weight of your love, and moments that teach you what love truly means. And his mother's safety, her peace, her gentle heart, had been worth everything he chose.